Right. Well, that's a hell of a challenge.
That's a deal.
I should tell you that just yesterday, the team here we played a song, and I was bopping away in the studio, and it actually took the team some time to work out whether I was in pain or there was something wrong or I was trying to get their attention, and finally they worked out I was dancing. It took them quite a while. So that's a very big challenge. But dancing is in fact enjoying a resurgence, isn't it? I mean, are you seeing that in ballet? Because they certainly say ballroom dancing, for example.
Definitely. It really is. I mean, and look at the programs that are on TV at the moment with, So You Think You Can Dance, I think is a huge one. And although ballet is not one of the featured dance forms on that program, and I understand why it's not, because it's such a...
Well, they struggle with what they do, so let's not give them anything.
Somebody actually came to me the other day and said, dance is the new karaoke. And it's very true.
Yeah, that's a good description.
Karaoke.
I find that dreadfully sad.
Why?
No, karaoke doesn't have to be bad. A lot of it is bad.
But you mean more in terms of popularity?
No, the fact that everybody, actually is realising that we all have the innate ability to sing, so that therefore all those programs where everybody comes on, look, I don't like Australian Idol very much because you can't just add water and make a pop star.
From your singing background, I can see why you don't like Australian Idol so much. I have similar reactions to some dance programs, but then I look at them and think, well, this is broadening dance's popularity, and that's such a good thing.
But this is also just backing up what you just said, which was anyone can be taught. It is a skill. And they do teach them, as we know from our very own Red Simons on this station. They do teach. He works hard.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. He works
for whatever outcome, but he works hard.
Yeah, and it is extremely hard work.
But I think you've got a point there, Leo, about the karaoke thing. I imagine the idea is being that dance is becoming a popular way for everyone to have a go at expressing themselves, like getting up and
it doesn't
doing
have
karaoke.
What we do doesn't just have to be closed down to the, let's call it, the professionals. It can open up, and people actually, the more that we open our doors to, come in and see what we do, and we've got rock musicians now, pop musicians take on these kind of forums where they bring people and they teach them how to sing and play the guitar and all that sort of stuff. Within a band setup, it's a new exciting thing that they're doing, and I think that dance is crossing over in a similar kind of way. It's kind of saying,
and I think it should be opened up.
Yeah, it shouldn't be this mysterious world.
The ballet world was so closed for so long,
exactly,
and had a very elitist atmosphere about it, and I love the fact that I can open it up to a much broader group of people who've always thought maybe they could, oh no they couldn't, oh but maybe they could.
Actually, I've got a wonderful SMS here from Carol, who says that she can so relate to adult ballet classes. She had no experience, started dancing at 28 and with a very supportive teacher got my toe shoes at 37, all I ever wanted. Still have my shoes at the age of 61. That's not bad though, starting at 28, being on, I presume by toes she means points,
on points
by 37, and still got them at 61.
Well, I'd say good on her. I've still got my point shoes as well, but as I was saying to Leo outside, they sit on my desk.
You don't use them?
I definitely don't use them. No, point work is not something that we do. Point work is something that if you are dancing professionally, of course, if you're performing, it is necessary, and point shoes do look absolutely exquisite.
Oh, every little girl wants to get up on points.
They do. But
then someone will tell you, but you look at the toes of an ex-dancer, and then maybe you think twice.
Yes,
so
I concur.
Is that a strength in the calf that you need to be able to use?
It's actually strength in the ankle joint, but more importantly in your centre, in your core. It has to be an all-over body strength.
So you need to do a lot of sit-ups.
Oh, you have to be enormously strong to be able to dance on point. It looks ethereal, it looks exquisite, it hurts like hell.
Right, sort of like the Japanese.
So what, do you just go numb after a while? I mean,
no, you actually do toughen up your feet to the point that they can cope with it. But I remember back when I was training full-time, I had the bleeding toes. One day we were rehearsing for so many hours and I had new shoes and my toes were not ready, and they bled through the shoes, and I mean, it was ghastly. And I mean, we're talking about 100 years ago, Ali, and I remember hobbling up to the director and saying, "Can I please take my shoes off for the rest of rehearsal?" And she said, "No, get back in your line and keep going." But I mean, ex-dancers, we wear our war stories like badges of honour, and everyone's got them. And of course now the training's not like that.
So it's less disciplined, or these days?
Well, if you were in a professional ballet school, it would be very different, wouldn't it?
In a professional ballet school, it's very, very disciplined.
Right, but at the adult ballet centre, it's not. You don't whip people.
Well, you are there by choice, I guess.
We don't drag people in. With the adult classes, there are understandable physical limitations, and we do work within those physical boundaries, but we do it with the utmost respect to the traditions of the art form, and we do teach true classical ballet.
And the good thing would be, I mean, from a distance, and I have to admit, I'm a bit of a heathen when it comes to ballet. I
can tell you anything.
I don't know much about it, but it looks to me like almost an aerobic stroke yoga exercise, just at a raw physical level. Is that something like what you would expect someone would get out of it?
I think there are both physical and emotional benefits. I mean, from a physical perspective, of course, it is going to...
thought about, but of course,
with the Olympics just gone by, I think there were a lot of people, me included, who would actually link it with a career like young gymnasts, going through the regime of young gymnasts. Oh, sorry.
I
was trying to say that it's rather like young gymnasts, you know, kind of with that regime of training.
I can see that. I mean, it develops your fitness, without a doubt. It develops your strength, and in such a nice way too, because ballet will strengthen your muscles through lengthening them, whereas if you do something like weight training, it tends to strengthen you by contracting you, so you get a much more bunched up effect. And
so as you get older, it's even more important, really, to do this sort of exercise.
It maintains joint mobility, it increases your flexibility. So that's all the very, very positive physical stuff. But I think what it does for you from an artistic and emotional point of view is so much greater.
Going through the Elance school, is there a sort of competitive edge where you're going to actually see
not remotely.
But some sort of success at the other end of it?
Do you get a certificate or something at the end?
No, definitely not.
That's cool.
It's all about enjoyment.
It's about coming to dance because we love doing class. That is 100% of the student's experience.
100% of the student experience. There you go. That's the Elance Ballet School. Diane Harrison, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
There you go. Elance, if you want to learn to dance and you've done it before and you want to go back, or you just want to try it. Leo, say thank you very much for coming in. And of course, you've got your show is on at the Hamer Hall at the Arts Centre on the 18th of October. Andrew Pegler, thank you for being my co-host. We're going to finish this conversation now with a little montage of the events of this morning. A new leader of the Federal Liberal Party, quite a momentous day in federal politics.